we're
Okay,
trying,
so
and that's a little
so
extreme. But I would tell you, have the undercover FBI
yeah,
guys and the drug enforcement guys go pay
mhm,
them a visit. Go
yep,
knock at their door and say, "Listen, man, this drug. Okay, we understand the NBA says it's okay to have dope in you, but you can't be smoking dope in Pennsylvania. We're going to lock you up. You understand? We're
right.
going to arrest you. We're going to
So
handcuff you. We're going to drag you down to the judge, and we're going to put you in front of him. That's what needs to
mhm,
be done, in my opinion. You understand?
mhm,
Because that then they'll get a message like, "Oh man, this is serious. I better stop smoking dope." If the owners aren't going to do it, if every look just like the NCAA listened to us,
mhm,
they just rescinded letting college athletes gamble. The NBA, all the
mhm,
professional have to listen to us.
yep,
They need to make it a crime and illegal to smoke dope, not just for the good, not just for the good of the athletes, but for the good of the all of the young men and women that look up to these people. Do you
yep.
understand? And
So
it
now
really needs to be
let's
addressed.
tie these two things together. Let's tie these two things together. So as we've been talking about gambling and everything, right? So you kind of touched on it there. As legalized gambling continues to grow in our country, and we've already like ironed out like all the problems that come along with that. How can you now? I personally I haven't gambled on sports in a long time, but so like I personally can't justify knowing this now. And I just learned all these statistics a couple days ago now. But like after
Thanks
understanding,
to Tucker
like,
Carlson. Thanks to
thanks
Tucker Carlson.
thank you Tucker. So thanks to that interview and actually like then going on and doing my own research, I come back and I say, okay, how can I go and put $1,000 on an NBA game, or
A
how can I
dollar.
like do these
A
prop
dollar.
bets? How can I go and do that when I know that like somebody on that floor is probably high? Because like, why wouldn't you be? Like I like these guys like it's crazy, and it's now it's like this is again it's like every single week it's like it's ripe for a scandal because then you're like okay how can how can Vegas make these lines? How can they say like this guy's gonna get this many points, rebounds, assists, but like this dude just like went and smoked a blunt before the game,
Well,
so
well,
he's like
they're
he's you don't know
fixing
what's going
games.
on in his personal
They're
life and
making,
all this and that.
they're making 20 million a year and they're fixing games.
They're
They got
fixing
their
like
money. They got their money. Well, who does something like that? Someone who smokes dope. You got to
there
be
are
a
so many layers. There are so many layers to this. Exactly. So your point being, how many of these gambling scandals are rolled over on top of like dudes smoking before the game and doing things that aren't being tested for? And there's a handful of it's 20 almost 2026. You can get synthetic you can get synthetic weed, you can get the real weed, you can get all kinds of different synthetic stuff, you can get drug tests that cover things up. If you look hard enough, it's out there. You can find a way to bypass these tests and all of that. So like, and these guys are millionaires. You have to understand they have the resources. It's not you and me. It's not you and me sitting here trying to pass a drug test for your job that you're making $50,000 at. These are millionaires. They can get access to the things that strip the chemicals out of their body to make them look clean. Doesn't mean they're not doing it. They there's always someone a step ahead of the guy checking for the thing that you're
which
enforcing the
brings
rules
me
on.
to the performance enhancing drugs, Andrew.
Right,
Which brings
right.
me to the performance enhancing drugs. So
Mm-hmm,
if they're smoking dope, right?
mm-hmm,
Then they're smoking dope to get up, but there's
mm-hmm,
no way, shape, or form that they're not using performance enhancing drugs. And oh, by the way, they're masking it